3. Read and translate the text into Indonesian. Marriage law reforms. Major portion of the statutory personal law enacted in the various Muslim countries represent a mere codification of the established law or at best unification of hitherto divergent legal principles. There is, however, no reason to deny the fact that certain provisions in this law have introduced significant reforms in the traditional law. The principal reforms so introduced in one country and or another relate to a. Marriage age for men and women and difference of age between parties to marriage. B. Role of marriage guardian in the fixation and solemnization of marriage. C. Registration and documentation of marriage. D. Monetary aspect of marriage, dowry, and expenses. E. Polygamy and right of co-wives. F. Maintenance wife, family, and matrimonial home during the substance of marriage. G. Unilateral divorce right of parties to marriage and grounds for judicial divorce. Post-divorce relief for the parties, especially for women. I. Period of gestation and its implication. J. Parents' right relating to custody and guardianship of children, especially of mother. K. Inheritance right of certain close relatives, surviving spouse, daughter, brother, sister, grandfather, and descendants of predecessor children. L. Choice of the legate, especially their eligibility to receive bequests, and M. Validity, tenure, and management of family wakafs. Reforms in these areas have been effective. Different reforms in different countries, either under the provisions of comprehensive codes or laws of personal status or family right, or by way of sporadic legislation. The source materials for all the aforementioned reforms have been located by the jurists and legislators of Muslim world in the deep divergence, flexibility, and richness of the legal principle within the vast framework of the Sharia. It is nobody's case in the Muslim states, including Turkey, that personal law has been codified and reformed merely to modernize or westernize the law. Nor have their architect, advocate, and exponent ever quote an wholly an Islamic source for any of these reforms. The motives behind and the objects of all this legislative activity have been extolled by the reformers. The need to systematize personal law on the pattern of other laws since codified, the desire to benefit from lesser known and hitherto neglected principle and juristic opinions within the fold of the Sharia. The will to check misinterpretation, misapplication, and growing misuse of the Sharia law, of which there were greater chances and possibility in its uncodified state. The policy of nationalizing and truly Islamizing the law, and the urge to rebuild the society in conformity with the original unadulterated social legal principle of Islam. In several countries, the ulama have approved or have been closely associated with the reforms effected. At the same time, some of the reforms in some countries have been opposed and criticized by certain sections of religious leaders and scholars. This has happened in Iraq, Indonesia, Pakistan, Tunisia, South Yemen, and Turkey. On some occasions, their objections were accepted and the reforms proposed or already effect, dropped, replaced, or modified. Main source Tahir Mahmud, 1987, Personal Law in Islamic Country, History Text and Comparative Analysis Academy of Law and Religions, New Delhi. Thank you.